Hello friends, you are welcome to our first lesson. Now in this lesson, we are going to learn how we can create a simple HTML form, but we are going to pay attention to the various input types. To do this, let's create a folder on our desktop, and we name this folder iWeb or any other name that you wish. Once you're done, you open this folder, then you create a new file in it. So here you go for test document, and you click here, then you just name it index. Then we change the extension from tst to HTML. Now since you are changing the extension, it will ask for confirmation. You click on yes. It will take the default icon or the icon of your default browser. In my case, I'm using the Explorer. So if your default browser is Chrome, you see the icon will change to Chrome. Alright, let's go ahead. So I'll go to my test editor. As I told you, I'll be using Sublime Text. I'll open this, and I'll open Sublime Text. Then I'll go to File, and I'll go to Open Folder. Where would I see my folder? On desktop. Okay, I've named it iWeb. Once I have it here, I click on Select Folder. Okay, now since we'll be running it in the browser, web application, it is being run in the browser. So I also like to open the browser, and I'll divide my screen into two so that everything will be very so simple for us. So inside our folder, once again, we have our index.html. I'll just open it like this. Okay, now mine have already shifted because I've done that several times. If yours is not working, please you just press, for instance this one, you press on the Windows key on the keyboard and the left arrow, okay, and to divide everything for you. Is that fine? Very well. So first of all, let's just have our tags. Let's have our tags. So to do this, we click on the index.html file here. Then we have our tag. In Sublime Text, just type HTML. You hit on the tab key on the keyboard, and it will display. Now the title means what to display here when you run our application. So in our case here, let's say apply now or registration. Yes, let's use registration and save. So when you come around this in our browser, we have registration here. Okay, alright, let me just reduce this small. Okay, let's go ahead. So now inside the body is where we have all our forms and everything. So here I'll just have h1, maybe some header which I want it to appear bold. Then I just type maybe apply now. I'll click on save. So inside my browser, and I refresh, I have this apply now here. Okay, the more I am just increasing the number, then this font will also be lowering. Okay, so let's just go ahead. Now the form, just type the keyword form, hit on the tab key, then hit on enter. Then let's break this down. So our first part, have the label. Now this label, just type it. Once again, you click or you hit on your tab key, hit on enter. Then what do you want? Maybe you should enter the first name. Okay, first name. Then let's save. And so that browser will just refresh it. We have our first name here. So we need an input where the user can input. So here to just type the keyword input, hit on tab key, hit on enter. Then the type, this is where we are going to lay more emphasis. So the type is text. Text is ordinary word, alphabet or letters. Okay, now the name here, please don't forget, always stand for the variable name. So let's say in my case, I'll just name it f name. You can use anything at all. Sorry for this. Now when I refresh, okay, you have this input here. We can break this thing or this input to come down. So I'll just come on top of this label here and have the tag BR. I hit on tab key, enter. And when I come back and refresh, it has come down now. Okay, so as I said, normal letters. Why? Because the input type is for text. Let's say you want a number, so change this text to number, or the input type, I want it to be a number. Now let's refresh. Okay, you have this tag here. The more you are just pressing this one now, it will be giving you negative numbers, positive numbers, or probably you can just do this manual input. Okay, so that is number. Let's move ahead and look at date. Maybe you want somebody to select the date of birth, so just have to type date. Okay, now you refresh, you click here, we have our calendar, right? Or maybe you just want time. So once again, just type time, you save, you refresh, I click here, I have my hour, my minutes, and maybe AM or PM. Okay, and then you also have radio. Maybe you have a radio button, just type radio. Now let's refresh. Okay, maybe for selecting gender. Okay, maybe apart from this also we want email, so that one also type email. Now whenever you type email, refresh, to require you that you enter at. Okay, as you can all see, it says what, please include an at, because the input type is what, email. Alright, so let's go ahead. You can also have color. You want to choose a color, so just save it here, refresh. When I click here, okay, to give me the color that I want to choose. Right, okay, let's look at this. Maybe you want to upload your profile picture or a certificate in terms of online application. So here you just type file, the input type has to be what, file. Then when I refresh my page and I click here, it will ask you. So you have so many input types. So as you go on, you get to know all. Okay, let's look at something. Now let's change this one from file to text to have our normal input, and I refresh it. Now in some cases you wouldn't see this first name here, but instead you see it inside this input pad here. So how do we do this? So inside your input tag here, please use the keyword called the placeholder. Okay, placeholder. Then you can just say enter your first name. Let's see. So when I come back and refresh like this, you see I have enter your first name. Okay, then you just go on. Okay, so apart from this also, let's learn how we can create a button. Now that is what we just click on to save our work. There are two ways. Either you go for the simple one, that is type the keyword button, you hit on tab key, then you press enter. Then what name do you want to give it to it? Maybe save, right? You save it. Then please inside this first tag here, okay, you have a type and it should be submit, right? So let's save it. Now when I refresh, I have my button here. If moreover I want this button to come down, don't have to worry about anything. I just have to bring the break tag here. Okay, and I'll save and I'll refresh my page. I have it here. If you don't want the form of button also, you can use the other alternative. So here too, you just type input, hit on enter. Alright, then the type has to be what, submit. Then what variable name do you want to give it to your button? Or maybe I'll just say save. Okay, so let me come back again. When I refresh also, I have the button. So my friends, you have a lot to do. Okay, then also if I just enter any name here, okay, and maybe I click on submit, they should be able to tell me that, hey my friend, you're supposed to enter something here. Okay, and that is the function that we call require. So inside your input tag here, okay, you just come here and type the keyword required. Now let's see. If I refresh this page and I try to submit something, you see it says what, please fill out this field. So meaning it's compulsory. I want to remove this required from there, you wouldn't see this indication again. Okay, that is fine. So my friend, as I said, you have so many things to do, and trust me, with time we can cover a lot. Okay, let's quickly look at one other form of input. Let's say we want a selection. Okay, so let me just bring it down here, selection. So we type the keyword select, we hit on, tap enter. Then inside these two tags we have another option. Okay, option. Then let's say the first one is male. We could just copy the same thing, that is lazy code, but yes, so we are going for it. I press on save. Then I will change this one to female. Okay, and I'll save. Now let's come back here and see. Now refresh. Now we have this male here and female. That is selection. Okay, so if you want to break this thing from the save button, as I told you, just have to use the keyword break. Very well. So once again, refresh. You have this thing now. So many people, we have a lot to do. And don't worry, it's so simple. Let's just be hardworking and we are going to achieve success. Okay, so this is just a few input types, and in our subsequent videos we are going to start how to create a very nice form using the Bootstrap. Alright, so if you have any challenge also, just post it inside the group and you'll be addressed. Alright, thank you very much. Bye bye.